explains. All right. The White House wants to allow you to use your cell phone with whichever carrier, wireless carrier, you want. Right now, you have to wait until your contract is up and you have to buy a new phone to switch wireless plans. All rise, Judge Napolitano is here. First of all, the big picture. Why is the White House getting involved in messing around with cell phone contracts?
Well, that's a political question. My guess is because the president is faring so poorly with persuading the American public that the sky is going to fall if the sequester kicks in, so he's happy to jump on a popular bandwagon. It is very popular, I would think, for people to be able to take cell phones, right, hardware, and switch it to someone else's software, right, so that you can use a service provider that works in an area, works better in an area where to which you travel, and perhaps would be more economical for you.
Well, take the situation as of now. I'm locked in. If I come to the end of my wireless carrier contract, right, I'm locked in. If I want to keep this phone, I've got to stay with that carrier.
All right, there's a bunch of variables here, and again, I'm talking about the law. I'm not a technical person, but I know you can't just press a button and switch to another carrier. In some cases, you have to change the SIM card. In some cases, it's actually impossible to transfer to another carrier because of the way the hardware was made. But the law requires the hardware to accommodate the services of carriers. For example, could General Motors build a car so that its axles could only receive a tire that General Motors made? Answer, no. Okay. It has to have an axle that would receive all commercially available tires. The same is the case with the hardware, the telephone. Theoretically, under the law, that telephone must be able to receive the services of whatever service provider you want. Okay. But it doesn't, so that's what the White House would like to have changed.
Well, I'm in favor of it.
It would be a good change because it would give us freedom to choose. We could shop around and pick the service provider that we want.
It would give price competition, would it not?
Absolutely.
Price and quality.
Absolutely.
I want it.
Absolutely. But the White House, no doubt, will attempt to do this on its own, not through a debate in Congress and legislation enacted by Congress, but by telling, of all people on the planet, the Library of Congress to change the rules. Why the Library of Congress? Because the equipment inside that cell phone is copyrighted. And copyrights are managed by the Library of Congress. The Librarian of Congress is my former professor of Russian cultural history at Princeton. Not a person one would expect to be making these decisions, but that authority is reposed in him. So, a brilliant human being who loves freedom, but this is not his field.
But you are in favor of a change in the law, but not the way the president proposes to do it.
Yes. Now, right now, we sign up for contracts. The telecom has to have a contract. They have to know that you're going to use that for 2 years. If you change that every month or so, no one will give you the service because they won't sell you the service for just a month.
I always fear
it would cost them too much, and it would cost you too much.
The unintended consequences of government intervention, and I'm picturing a lot of theft.
Theft of what?
If you can steal these devices and then switch services, you're going to all of a sudden have people snatching them on the subway because they know that they can hang on to these so the service runs out and they can use it for whatever they're
I don't know if your device will allow you to change. A lot of them won't, and it depends upon the hardware that's in there. But under the law, it should enable you to change to another carrier whenever that carrier will take you.
Judge, I can barely turn it on.
Oh, but you know how to operate a hand washing machine.
Sorry, Stuart. Oh, Stuart.